all of this, but I'm just going to introduce our special guests for this evening. They are actually two bakers from the Bread Bar on Locke Street. Has anyone been to the Bread Bar on Locke Street? Okay, you can tell they're mountain kids. For the rest of us who live in the lower city, we're all good. But I'd like to introduce Katrina and her partner, Aaron. Did I get that right? Okay, Katrina and Aaron. Okay, thank you. This is really a special treat. I told them that they asked us if we had an oven today, and I told them no, we were in the library. And libraries don't normally have ovens, but it would have come in handy. I don't know. But we have something really kind of fun and something that we haven't done before in this program. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys to explain who you are and what you do. Thanks.
Great. Yeah, so we are real-time bakers. We do it as our job. We make thousands of cookies, we make muffins, we make scones, we make cakes, we make breads, and that's what we do every day. And we
At 4 in the morning.
And we wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning. So yeah.
When do you get off work?
Around 2 o'clock, 2:30 some days.
Oh, that's
Some days 4. Yeah, and it was actually interesting when we were trying to do this lesson or figure out what we're going to do. Because first of all, we're both like, oh man, math, like we haven't done any math in such a long time. Like how are we going to do a lesson and incorporate baking with math? And then when we thought about it, we're like, actually, we do math every day without even realizing we do it. So I remember when I was your age, someone telling me you need to know math, you're going to use it every day. And then I just remember rolling my eyes and being like, oh, I hope not, because I don't want to be doing math every day. But you do. In baking, a lot of times mostly is in recipes. Recipes are all about math, adding, subtracting.
right. Dividing recipes in half to make smaller batches of things depending on the orders that you get, how many cookies you need to be doing. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing today.
But what we're going to do instead, we're just going to show you the measurements.
How we would multiply this chocolate chip cookie recipe.
Yeah, so we're going to be going through the math section of it, how to actually do it, on paper. But then Aaron's going to show you just kind of the practical side of it, of how we sort of do it every day without using an equation necessarily, but
with using measuring cups and spoons.
yeah, using the tools that we have
Yeah.
in our kitchen. So I'm going to hand out a little worksheet so you guys can follow along.
Oh,
If you all look at the sheet ahead in front of you, this is a real-time scenario. This is a real-time baking problem that we have. We'll come in the morning, we're ready for the day, and then we walk in and there's an order sheet. And it says, a regular customer of the Bread Bar, Patricia Rosebush, and that's a real person. I was hoping nobody knows her. Called and asked for 3 dozen chocolate chip cookies. This means that the bakers, us, have to make 3 times as much chocolate chip cookies than usual. So instead of making 3 extra batches, what should we do? So we could, one way is we could do 1 mix, then another mix, and then another mix using a recipe. But what's an easier way?
Just triple the sizes that you have to put in of all the ingredients in one bowl, and then mix it all in, and then now you got 3 times the amount of the cookies that you're gonna have.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's exactly what we're thinking.
So that's what we're going to do right now. So what we do, we got this order, we need to make this many cookies. One person would kind of go off to the side, go to the workbench, and just
Do the math.
do the math and figure out the recipe before we even start. So if you look down, the first recipe is our flour. So we have 2 cups all-purpose flour. Now what am I going to do to my two cups? I'm going to times it by 3. So 2 cups flour times 3 equals how many cups? Yes.
6 cups.
6 cups of flour. Right. So Erin's going to show you what that would look like.
So this measuring cup measures 16 cups of something, which is also the equivalent of 4 liters, so that's huge. We also use this smaller one. This is 4 cups. So what we would do is, because this is way too big, and you can measure 6 cups in here, but it's easier to do it in here. This one measures 4 cups, so our flour's here, and my measuring cup's not going to fit in there now, but it would be 4 full cups plus half of this measuring cup again, which is another 2 cups, is 6 cups total. So the original recipe is calling for 3/4 of a cup of butter. So at work, this is 1 pound of butter, which is the equivalent of 2 cups. So when I have to multiply a recipe or divide it into smaller things, so this, let's just pretend this is our pound of butter because I don't have a knife to show you.
We could break it with our fingers.
So this is our 1 pound of butter, and 1 pound of butter is equal to 1 lb. 1 lb, lb is the short form for pound, is equal to 2 cups of butter. So that means,
So 2/3 multiply by 3. And what do I have to put 3 over if it's a whole number? Yes? 1. And what did I do next? This is my equation. 2/3 times 3. You can help me. Yes?
You have to find the multiples of 3 and 1. You count multiples of 3 and 1.
That's something we do when we're adding fractions.
Oh.
Like if we were going to add this
Oh.
together, we try to put it over 3. But multiplying is really straightforward. You don't even need to change anything. You just need to go straight forward and just multiply. So it's almost the same thing as 2 times 3 equals 6. You're doing the same thing over here. So 2 times 3, you do the tops together, which is, and then you do the bottom. So now you have 6/3. Now that's kind of a weird fraction, right? Because you have a higher number over a lower number. So what do you do whenever that happens? Yes?
Divide it by another number to make it lower.
Yeah, exactly. But actually, so like let's multiply this recipe by 7 and we can see what our batch size looks like. So then again, let's start with the butter. How much butter do we have? Can someone tell me? Enough time to have cookies. So Erin,
Although,
I'm gonna have a pull the thread.